Have you ever pondered why suffering exists? Buddhism starts its journey with an answer to this universal question through the Four Noble Truths. This ageless wisdom begins with the truth of suffering, or dukkha, acknowledging that life is inherently marked by discomfort, pain, and dissatisfaction. This is not a pessimistic view, but a realistic perspective on life's challenges. Next comes the truth of the cause of suffering, known as Samudaya. This asserts that our suffering stems from our craving and attachment to ephemeral things. The more we yearn for something, the more we set ourselves up for disappointment. The third truth, Nirodha, provides hope. It states that liberation from suffering is entirely possible. And finally, there's the truth of the path to the end of suffering, or Magga. It outlines the Eightfold Path, a practical guide to achieving enlightenment and ending suffering. Understanding these truths is the first step to liberating oneself from suffering. The path to end suffering is not a mystery. It's a clear and practical roadmap known as the Eightfold Path. This path, an essential part of Buddhist teachings, consists of 8 aspects, each beginning with the word right. Firstly, we have right understanding, which involves developing a clear grasp of the Four Noble Truths. Next is right intention, where we cultivate wholesome intentions and aspirations. Third, right speech encourages us to communicate truthfully, kindly, and helpfully. Fourth, right action urges us to engage in ethical and non-harming behaviors, followed by right livelihood, which guides us to choose a livelihood that does not cause harm to others. Sixth is right effort, which calls for the cultivation of positive qualities and the abandonment of negative ones. Seventh, right mindfulness promotes developing awareness and presence in every moment. And finally, right concentration, which encourages us to cultivate focused and meditative awareness. This path guides us to live mindfully and ethically, leading us towards enlightenment. Buddhism teaches us to see the world in a unique light, through the lenses of impermanence, no-self, and karma. The doctrine of impermanence, or anicca, reminds us that everything in life is transient and constantly changing. This understanding can liberate us from attachments and cravings, leading us towards peace and contentment. Then, we encounter the concept of no-self, or anatta. This profound teaching suggests there is no permanent, unchanging self or soul. Instead, our identity is a dynamic process, always in flux, shaped by our experiences and interactions. Lastly, we come to karma, the universal law of cause and effect. Every action we perform has a consequence, influencing not just our present moment, but also our future. By understanding these concepts, we can navigate life with wisdom and equanimity. We can become more present, more compassionate, and more attuned to the interconnectedness of all things. At the heart of Buddhism are the practices of mindfulness and compassion, and the recognition of the 3 marks of existence. In the bustling chaos of life, mindfulness serves as an anchor, grounding us in the present moment. It's a non-judgmental awareness that allows us to fully experience life as it unfolds, moment by moment. This awareness is a cornerstone of Buddhist practice, fostering inner peace and enlightenment. Complementing mindfulness is compassion, or metta. This is a profound sense of loving kindness, a deep empathy for all sentient beings. It's not just a feeling, but an active practice, cultivating a heart that wishes well for all. Now let's turn to the 3 marks of existence: impermanence, suffering, and no self. These are fundamental truths about the nature of reality. Impermanence reminds us that all things are in constant flux. Suffering, or dukkha, is the inherent unsatisfactoriness of life. No self, or anatta, is the understanding that there is no permanent, unchanging self. These teachings invite us to live with awareness, kindness, and a deep understanding of reality. Buddhism encourages a balanced lifestyle through the middle way, and a deep understanding of the interconnectedness of all phenomena through dependent origination. This is an invitation to a life of equilibrium, avoiding the extremes of self-indulgence and self-mortification. The middle way, or Majjhima Patipada as it's known, is not a path of mediocrity but of profound balance. It's about understanding that neither excessive pleasure nor severe austerity lead to true happiness or enlightenment. Instead, it's the balanced path that paves the way to peace and understanding. On the other hand, dependent origination, or paticca samuppada, is a profound teaching that reveals the interconnected nature of all existence. It suggests that everything in the universe, including our own experiences, arises, persists, and ceases due to a complex web of interdependent causes and conditions. This understanding can help us realize the impermanent nature of all phenomena, breaking the cycle of suffering. These teachings guide us to live in harmony with ourselves, others, and the world around us. We've journeyed through the core teachings of Buddhism, a path that illuminates the way to peace and enlightenment. We've explored the Four Noble Truths, the Eightfold Path, impermanence, no self, karma, mindfulness, compassion, the three marks of existence, the middle way, and dependent origination. Each of these teachings offers a profound insight into life and the nature of reality. As we conclude, remember that the wisdom of these teachings can be a guiding light on your journey towards inner peace and enlightenment. Thank you for joining us on this enlightening journey through the core teachings of Buddhism.